Hey guys, we are moving into week 6 of our individual skills training. Just as a reminder, these drills last week and this week and going forward are intended to be done without a basket. So you can do much of it inside, especially the form shooting, and you can do it outside. I'm choosing to do it outside at this point. It's still not too cold, and I think you're able to do a lot of this stuff around your home. So you will see as part of the weekly training, there's also dribbling exercises. And for this week, I want you to look back at week 2, look at the video and check it out on our YouTube channel to get to the specifics in terms of the dribbling drills. Again, that's all contingent on if you have the space and the place to actually be able to do that. The other thing I want to mention is when we're doing non-dominant hand form shooting, what I want you to focus on is, first of all, the younger players is to have, you're trying to build up strength to be able to shoot that ball with your left hand, usually for layup purposes. If you have the strength, and this would go to the older players, now what you're focusing a little bit more on is the accuracy of those left-handed form shots. So we'll start with just a quick reminder of the 5 steps we want to focus on when we're doing our form shooting or any shooting drill. The first thing is a nice soft grip on that ball. Don't squeeze it too tight. Second thing is we want our index finger and our middle finger to split or go between the air hole on the basketball. Hopefully you can see that. It's a little bit difficult on this ball. The next thing is the guide hand. It should not be interfering with your shot. It should simply be there to help you get that ball in shooting position, but the actual shot is one-handed. The fourth thing is to make sure when you position that ball in your hand, you got a little bit of space there, okay? Enough space probably to fit one finger in there. And then you're kind of gripping a little bit more with the pads of your fingertips. And the last thing is wrist cock back, elbow 90 degrees. When you shoot, flick your wrist and lock your elbow. And of course, as you're shooting, you're analyzing your shot. This week, we're not going to do the form shots laying down, but we're going to do 4-finger shooting, or you can say 3 fingers and a thumb, form shooting in that variation. And essentially what we're trying to eliminate is your pinky finger, which really does not have a whole lot to do with your shot. And we're just trying to eliminate that entirely from your shot at this point. So you're still going to put your index finger, middle finger, split between the air hole, and you're going to put your ring finger there, and you're going to kind of tuck your pinky underneath, and you still have your thumb on the ball, okay? So what you're going to try to do with that is, again, your form shooting, and what you really want to focus on here now is making sure that the last parts of your hand or your fingers that touch the ball when it leaves your hand should be your middle finger and your index finger. So we're going to work it this way this week. Again, eliminating that pinky and trying to make sure that the ball is coming off your middle finger and your index finger. So the cardio drill for this week, and it's to be done in between your form shooting, you'll see it as part of your training plan, is essentially 4 squares. And what you're trying to do is jump 2 feet into 4 squares. Okay, and I'm using these cones sort of divide my areas to be completing my jumps. You're gonna go in one direction and you wanna go as quickly as you can, but you wanna be accurate with where you're jumping. All right, the last shooting drill for this week is going to be chair form shots. And hopefully you guys have seen this drill be done before, or variations of this drill. But what we're going to do is we're going to sit down, and it's going to eliminate sort of the movement required from our legs, but we're really going to lock in and focus on our form, our shooting technique, remembering the 5 steps that I talked about in terms of how you want to shoot the basketball. And this week, like we talked about, the ball leaving your hand, and your middle finger and your index finger being the last 2 parts of your body, of your hand, that actually have contact with the ball. Now, when you're sitting down, what this is going to allow you to do is actually, it's going to be very simple to evaluate your shot, because if that ball is not coming back to you, you're not putting proper backspin on it. And perfect shots in this scenario are ones where you shoot that ball a little bit forward, a little bit ahead of you, and that backspin or the flight spin of the ball is going to result in that ball coming back to you, and you're not going to have to move a whole lot. Obviously at the beginning, when you're trying this out, the ball might go a little bit to the side or might not come right back to you, but with more experience and more practice, you should be able to sit there for the entire 25 shots and essentially not have to move a whole lot other than catch the ball, set yourselves up properly for your shot, take your shot, analyze, evaluate, and hopefully that ball comes back to you. Also going to try side view so you have a better idea from this angle what it's supposed to look like. That's it for this week, and see you next week.